Now we're working. What's up, guys? It's going to be one of those days. There's so much stuff that I have to do. Like, I felt like something was off with my routine this morning. It absolutely was. It absolutely was. But we're better now. You hear you? Yes, much better. Dame Yankee, what's up? Kitty Elliott, what's up? McFueller, what's up? Good morning, dude. Brian Pro? Is that how you would pronounce your last name, dude? I don't know. East Alabama, what's up, dude? All right, I think we're good. What I was saying earlier is that we got a lot of work to do. It's a busy day on the railroad. We've got a ton of stuff to do. Let's just go ahead and get right to it. So we've been taking this monster train up to Norris, the 344 Parrot. Okay, like the bird. That's a good way to break it down for Spur in very simple terms. That's a good way. So yeah, we've been running this 8,500 foot long, 16,000 ton behemoth of a 344, the Chemical Nightmare, up to Norris, and now we got to yard this thing. You remember the last stream? Was this the last stream or video? I can't remember what I did with this. But we're just outside of Norris Yard. We got to yard this thing. It's 8,500 feet long. Our longest track in Norris is 6,800 feet long. So that means we've got to double over. We've got to cut the DPU out. We've got like a ton of stuff to do up there. So as you can see, this is our Chemical Nightmare here. It's got a ton of stuff out in Nolans. All the stuff coming out of the chemical Gulf, right? Lots and lots of stuff. Let's see what we got here. We got some 1805s. 1805, a lot of 1805s. I tried to base this on the real train, like what I could kind of dope out in the videos of what they were hauling. I tried to replicate that. 1830s. So yeah, a lot of nasty stuff. And we had the DPU issue too. You guys don't remember, we had the DPU issue. We had to go through that whole nightmare of getting that sorted out. So let's go ahead and get this thing started up. And let's head north. Let's take it into the yard. Let's see. Let's get you. We're just going to auto start. We're not going to manual anything. We'll just do it quick and easy. Fast, cheap, and easy. It's the way Spur likes it. Go ahead, release the empty brakes. All right. How's everyone doing this morning? I hope y'all are good. I hope y'all are ready to work. We got a lot of work to do, guys. All right, he is started. The brakes should be just about released. And I think everything is just about set. Let's go ahead and put them in forward. We'll do the headlights. Let's jump in the cab. Get the windows open. Actually, let's get this back. Open the back door up because I really need to tweak that horn volume a little bit. I need to take it in Audacity and like bump it up just a little bit, just a hair. It probably needs like 5 decibels or something like that added to it. All right, this looks pretty good. It's so weird. It's like you load up the game, you load the train in, and it showed that it has like air under it, like it's got brakes applied, but there's nothing applied yet. It's pumping up the air. So I don't know, like I don't know why it does that. It always seems to do that. I don't know why. Let's give it some though. Let's draw it down a little bit here. We'll get a good set before we take off, because we're on like a 1% grade here, right? I think it is. I think it's like a 1% grade, something like that. All right, we'll let these apply. You see they're applying to the bottom, so that's good. We'll knock these handbrakes off in a second. We'll take off. All right, we got to give us the light into the yard, and that's kind of the tricky part. And the reason I say that is I've had some problems in the yard, to be honest, with big, heavy, really lengthy trains. I've derailed some stuff up here. Believe it or not, I've derailed some stuff. I'll show you where I've derailed it at. ZFG, what's up, dude? Good morning. I've derailed some stuff right up here. You know, it's kind of an odd yard. Like the throat of the receiving yard going into the hump is kind of odd. Let's see, how was I doing it? I think I'd come down this track, and so I lined through this turnout, and then I lined through that turnout, and I lined through this crossover, and I went through this turnout, and I kind of swung the train high up towards the trim leads, so I could double it over. And yeah, I derailed. I put cars in the ground right here. Like it just I don't know why. Like everything was lined and good, but it just didn't like taking all those turnouts. So that's the problem. That is absolutely the problem. So we've got to figure out. I think we're going to try this track. We're going to try this track right here. Oh, it's not marking it for me. Where are we at? We're right here. There we go. We got that one. Eric, what's up, dude? Says, how are we doing today? I'm doing great, dude. Absolutely. NS put another one in the dirt in Attica, Ohio the other day. Oh, I saw that video, right? That's the stack train the dude caught. I saw that, right? I saw that last like yesterday, right? I saw a video. He posted the video of it. I caught it. That was a pretty good catch. Like he was in the right place at the right time. As far as catching that, is that right? Because I don't think that's right. No, it's not. It's the other one. Not that one. This one. It was a manifest. One car was leaking cord. Oh, okay. I saw a video the other day. This guy was rail fanning out in the snow somewhere, and he caught a stack train derailing. Like he got it on video. It put like I'm just guessing, maybe a dozen cars on the ground. Like it wasn't a huge pile up, but like he caught it. Like they were rolling through there, maybe like 40 mile an hour or something. And he caught it. So this must be a different one. Maybe that was an older video that I saw. Why is it showing that marked way the hell over there when it should be this one right here? There we go. And then I think we're going to need that one, right? That's the thing about this yard. It's kind of all right, so we go that way, go that way. It's kind of confusing the way the switches are stacked up on top of each other. That way, that way. Down the right track. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Let's see about getting our lights now. Hopefully this put us in the right track. Yes, it did. Sweet. Okay, we're in business. We're in business, and our air should be situated under our train. That's good. Let's release the handbrakes. Come out of the independent a little bit here. So yeah, this is like it's like a good 1% right here, or close to it. The B&E stack train derailment for 2 or 3. Okay, that could very well been it. This is the first time I'd ever seen that video pop up. This guy had filmed it. I said right place at the right time, I guess. You know, I was kind of thinking, when I saw that dude's video and he captured it derailing, I was like, man, I'd be a little bit nervous about that nowadays, because the police, like, if they roll up on that and they see, like, hey, I got a video of it derailing, they're going to be like, really? How'd that happen? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, after that kid did that derailment wherever that was on the BNSF, right? He did that derailment on the BNSF. He threw the switch and then filmed it. I would be really nervous about capturing any derailment on video, like because I feel like they're going to be kind of looking at you a little bit. You know, it's like it puts a target on your back, maybe. Okay, let's get this thing going. Make sure we're in forward. Nick from Vegas, what's up, dude? Pretty sure that kid's facing trial as an adult. Honestly, he should. I feel like, you know, like that could have been really bad. That could have been really, really incredibly bad. You know, like, they're lucky it wasn't as bad, but I just feel like, yeah, I don't know. He's a teen though, right? Like, he wasn't a kid. He was a teen. Like, he's like older. And the thing is that like he had multiple videos documenting himself jacking with stuff. You know? Yeah, he was multiple videos of him like getting on like sitting tied down trains and like jacking with the engines and just jacking with signals and throwing. Like, it blew my mind seeing all the stuff this kid did. Like, it documented it and put it on YouTube. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, really? Like, it's like he had a total complete disconnect from like anything that could possibly happen, you know, like a total and complete disconnect of like reality of what could happen from doing that. And he was okay with posting all that. Never document your stupidity. That is absolutely correct. There will always be someone around to find it later. Yeah, that was honestly like, that was shocking to me to see all that, to see what he documented. The one where he opened up the panel, the cabinet, and like through the like manually through the switch. That's dangerous. And obviously like there's something going on with him where he doesn't realize, like he has no, I don't think, you know, I guess it's the sad, unfortunate part of it is that he didn't have any concept of like what he was doing was wrong. You know, it's crazy. Kilo, what's up, dude? How you doing? Good morning, bro. We're yarding our train here in just a second. We got a lot of work to do. We got to take this thing up there. We got to double it over. We got to cut the DPU out. We'll cut the DPU out first and then double it over. And yeah, it's going to be one of those days in real life when you get done with this, you just won't mark off sick and be like, you know what, screw it, I'm done. No, I haven't seen the new derailment though, Eric. I saw the other one from a few days ago. I didn't know there was another one though. I had no clue. About to swap with an outbound crew. It's been a long day, dude. I bet it has. I remember those days. I remember those days, bro. It sucked. Some days were great. Don't get me wrong. I love the job itself. Like, if you just did the job and no one jacked with you and everything was fine, I didn't mind getting on the ground and throwing switches. I didn't mind riding freight cars. I didn't mind going from point A to point B. I didn't like doing it during the day one day and then the next time do it in the middle of the night. Like, that sucked. But the job itself was a great job. It really wasn't bad. It's just all the BS that went along with it. You used to know guys shut his signals, forcing signals to show a stop indication. Yeah, that one doesn't surprise me at all. That's an old trick. That definitely doesn't. Yeah, that definitely doesn't surprise me one bit. But yeah, that one kid, like him documenting all that stuff, like he did so much bad stuff he documented on film. I was like, no, dude. No, obviously there's something not right. You know, you took 648 up, 647 home. We had a lot of BS last night. Oh no, that sounds like a bad trip, right? I've been on 647 many a time, bro. Many a time. Really, it wasn't too bad. 647 for us wasn't too bad. We didn't do anything. It was just step on and step off, right? Like you just get on it and go down the road and get off. We didn't have any switching to do, no pickups, no set outs. Nothing like that. So it wasn't bad unless you just had some kind of problem along the way, a brake issue or failure, you know, some kind of failure or something to that effect. But yeah. Worked for NS out of Bellevue for a little over a year. Missed memories, but not the job. Right, I hear you. Bluegrass, what's up? You see 647 frequently on the HD on Railfan outings. Thinks it runs a Henderson overnight these days. I think we used to get it overnight a lot. Like, I don't remember making many day trips on that train, if any at all, honestly. Like, It wasn't bad though. It was typical old slop freight. It didn't have any auto racks in it. It had a ton of lumber. Seems like maybe it had a little molten sulfur in it. Some kind of potash, like some kind of potash cars in it. I've got videos of 647 all the way back to 1990 that I made rail fanning with my dad. Pretty cool to go back and watch them. That's an old school train. That thing's been around for a long time. This is like the beginning of CSX. That even may go back to a Seaboard symbol, actually. Like, your oldest 647 photos would probably be from 2011 to 2012, not sure. Yeah, I've got a video. I know one video I've got of it from 90 or 90. It may be 91, but it's 90 or 91. It had a stealth gray U23B in the lead and two stealth gray dash 8s, Spartan cab dash 8s following it up. Oh, you got a Waycross block on the bottom. Okay, so y'all do setouts then along the way. What is YouTube doing? YouTube's going to YouTube since there ain't no one watching right now, which I know good and well someone is. At least a few of y'all are watching. YouTube says they're not though. No one's watching. You guys don't exist. I'm sorry. Yeah, see, we didn't have any of that. We just had Waycross. Right, it just has a Waycross train. Kind of like 573 over here on the mainline sub. There's a video on YouTube of the mainline sub from late 80s. The number shows up then. Yeah, I want to say 647 could have very well been a Seaboard system symbol too. So yeah, you go way back even into the 80s with that. Like, it's been around for a while. The only thing about Waycross that was kind of a pain with us is usually by the time that train got down to Waycross, it's kind of a short train, like 4,000 or 5,000 feet long. So it wasn't uncommon to back that thing into the yard on top of another train. Like that happened from time to time. Like that one was probably more likely than a lot of them to back in. I'm gonna tell you, if you haven't heard, they're going to extend the siding at Addison on the Lineville sub from 11 to 14,000 feet. Nice. Okay. Yeah, there wasn't even a siding at Addison when I worked. All we had was Coosa Pines, and then we had Westover, and that was it. And then you had the Y there at Addison. What is it? Addison and Yellowleaf? What, did Yellowleaf back in the day or something like that? I was working with an engineer. It happened to piss off someone, or we ended up playing rescue the crew instead of going to Conway that night. Oh, they changed y'all up? They changed you up midstream? The 645, 649 run down that way as well. Yes, 649 did. 645, I don't ever have any memory of it coming down the line. Well, but going back to my stash of videos that I got from the early 90s, I've got a cab ride that I made when I was 13 on the 649 on the Lineville sub. This is pretty cool. So I got to, the conductor was really cool, and he asked me to come up, and I rode like about 30 minutes maybe with him. So yeah, 649 did run down the Lineville side a long time ago, but that like, it hasn't done that in many years. They changed it up. Half for 600, half for 500. Yeah, we never had a lot of 500. The only 500 series I can think of, going way back in the day, was 543 and 544. Those used to run up the Lineville and go to Louisville. And then that changed. Then they started going through Atlanta. Like, a lot of that traffic kind of went back and forth between Atlanta and Birmingham all the time. Like, that was really common. We never got more than 4 or 5 miles outside yard limits, bringing inbound trains into the yard for outlaw crews. I remember doing that one time, dude, up in Atlanta. We got a ticket for every train. it was a big deal because the train master had to call the crew caller down in Jacksonville to get our tickets right because they tried to screw us over on our money, but we wound up getting a ticket for every train. We wound up getting like 4 or 5 tickets that day. It was a good day. Of course, they ended that real quick, right? They ended that really quick after that. Then they started calling an extra local, like a 927 or something like that, and putting you on it, and then you could catch trains all day into the yard. But like before that, you could get a ticket for every train. 514, 515, 588, 592. 592 is one I had a lot, yeah. 592 for us was an assigned job. It was assigned with 127. 645, 47, 48, 49, 688, 647, 648. We're the only ones left. 500, 501, 502, 503, 512, yeah, a lot of those I've never heard of. A few of them, 647, 48, and 49. 648 used to come through Lineville side. It was one that kind of went back and forth between Montgomery and Lineville back during those days. Like it went either or. Hey, to those Q trains in Bellevue, you could build your train and put it away. 502 is Birmingham, Cincy years ago. Had pipe loads. All right, guys, let's yard this bad boy. So we're gonna take it down to receiving yard into I think it's R10. Yeah, R10. We're gonna go down R10. We're gonna stop short, cut the DPU off. We'll make it solid, and then pull it the rest way down in there, and then double it over. They had to build your train in one yard and put it away in the other. Yeah, that sucks. That definitely sucks. I like the step on, step off jobs. We were lucky. We had a ton of pigs back in the day when I worked, so we had a lot of like step on, step off. We had 124, 127, 120, 121, 129, 179, 180, 183, and 184. So we had a ton of pigs. We had a ton of pigs. We had the 214 was the only auto rack that we had at the time, and then we had the coal trains. The Boswick coal train, so T101, T108, T109. Those two. Young Gaming, what's up? Good morning. $512, $513 basically replaced $514, $515. $10, $11, $17, $18Q all ran between Bellevue and Conway. Yeah, you're getting into area like up there. Like that is all completely foreign to me. Yeah, I can't ditch his cough, guys. Wasn't able to make your omelet? Why did you hate learning Conway? Just because it is a big yard? Okay, we're good. Now, what we're going to do... So we're taking the R10 right there. So I think we're going to pull the DPU about right here. Honestly, I don't know how they would do this. I really don't. I have no clue like where and how they would stop to cut the DPU out. But I'm going to assume like somewhere in here is what we're going to do. Young Gaming, I can tell you what we already planned out for dinner tonight, Mrs. Spur and I. We're going to have scrambled eggs with fried smoked sausage. I'm actually looking forward to it. Sounds pretty good. I still never get why they change the symbols up as much as they do. Yeah, I don't get that either. Because you know it's a huge ordeal. As far as like how it works in the system, you know it's a big deal. It's manifest. It's manifest, young. It's just got a bunch of different tank cars in it. This thing's out in New Orleans, so it has a lot of chemicals that come out of the Gulf. It helps the stockholders. Maybe. Honestly, I've got a good bit. I got a good bit of stock that, like, they gave us stock, right, and then it split, and then it split 3 times, and then it split again. So I wound up with a decent amount, but I honestly, like, I don't ever pay any attention to it as far as what it's doing. It's never anything like super impressive, that's for sure. The times that I have looked at it, it's not it's not anything super impressive, that's for sure. Like, the CSX is one of the most disappointing railroad stocks ever. How long are you going to be live? Because I won't be here because I have class which ends in an hour and I was going by slow. I'll be here till my usual time, like about 11, a little after 11 Central Time. You remember it splitting 3 for 1? Yeah. Yeah, it's split at least 3 times since I've had it. I think you're right, Bluegrass. I think it's somewhere in there. It's definitely not super impressive, that's for sure. 3286. It is 9:18 in the AM. That's my time. 9:18. Yeah, I just that stock that I haven't seen. I just let it do its thing. Because it's going to do what it do. NS is 254. Why is there such a difference? I'm not a stock guy. I know very little bit. I know very little about the stock market. I don't play the stock market. I don't do anything with it. But, like, why is there such a difference between NS and CSX stock wise? I see it 1025. All right, Young. Take care. Do good in class. UP is 248. Why can't CSX do that? Man, dude, I would be so set if CSX was doing that right now. I would be set. I couldn't even imagine. It's never going to do that, though. Never. Not a snowball's chance in hell of it ever, like, of it doing that. It's never going to happen. It's disappointing. CPKC is 7804. I don't know. I thought CPU wasn't it at one time a lot higher than that, though? That's what everyone said about KCS in 2001 at $4 a share. Now, yeah, but dude, like, CSX has been around forever. And their stock has never amounted to anything. Like, really, has it ever amounted to anything at all? Like, I've got a ton of shares in it, but it don't amount to nothing. High for CPKC last year was 91. I thought when they were, when CP was wanting to merge with CSX, it was up there pretty high, right? Like around $100 range or a little more, maybe. That's been a few years back, though. That's absolutely, that's been a few years. All right, our DPU's got to be chugging around here somewhere. See, it is 103. Is like, is CSX the bargain value stock for railroads now? Like, is that the DG of stock, railroad stock? CSX, because I kind of wonder. CSX is the DG stock for railroads. Man, I would love it. I'd love it if it was 250. That would be amazing. We'll see. Hopefully before Spur dies, I'll see that one day. But I can tell you now, Spur's getting old. Time's running out. They need to make this happen. Like, it's got to happen now. They can't keep fiddle farting around. All right, here's our DPU. The worst railroad stock ever. Yankee, I hope you're right. I hope you're right, bro. I hope one of these days it just goes through the roof. But I just like the way it's trended for how many decades. I'm not optimistic. I'll be honest. GATX is 165. Man, why does CSX do so bad? Probably don't help. They're rebuilding in Clinchfield, right? Yeah, that's a ton of money. I can't help but think they're gonna get some federal funding out of that somehow to do that, right? Because that's gonna be really important for the building. Just imagine the amount of aggregate, asphalt, concrete, building supplies, and stuff like that that's going to be rolling into that area for years. If it does successfully rebuild, it's going to be for a long time. All right, here's our DPU. Go ahead, draw it down. Sweet. Perfect. That worked out good, guys. Let's go full service. Draw them down tight. Me neither. Sold mine a couple years ago. What did you sell, Yankee? They're cutting OT right now. Really? You know what? I don't know what they're doing either. I just know it's the worst performing stock out of all the railroads. And I don't get it because CSX has some like really good corridors too. Chicago to Jacksonville. You know, up to Mobile, up to basically Washington to the northeast. You know, the A line up the coast. Like they have a really good like cohesive network, right? Like I look at CSX's network and I look at NS and like NS doesn't make sense to me sometimes. Like they've got some good corridors, especially like talking more in the southeast, but like it's not like CSX to me. Right, Drifter, what's up, dude? How you doing? Good morning. You one would think CSX to be doing much better. Yeah, they see. Yeah, I mean, it's not like I don't think they perform any worse than a lot of railroads. I don't think they perform as good as some, but like I just go to NS. Yeah, that's like any railroad, dude. But it's a parking lot for trains. Yeah, I mean, it happens. No railroad's above that. But it's just like the most lackluster, underperforming railroad stock wise ever, and I don't understand. There is a Union Pacific yard in BNSF yard. Dude, I don't understand what you're asking me there, Drifter. Like train almost parked every. It can look. I mean, that could be good and bad at the same time. It could be good because it's a lot of business. It could be bad because they're having issues. All right, let's close that off. We got it closed. I think what we're going to do is dump the arrow on the bottom. So we'll do that. And there we go. All right, it dumped. Let's tie this thing down. Tie down, tie down. We gotta put a few on this because we're kind of draped over that grade back there a little bit. I don't want to. I don't know how many cars we're going to be leaving behind after, but we'll put on like 7. I think it's like 60 cars maybe, and it's like a 1% grade, so. TP gets about double the trains the main line does, if not more. Yeah, everything funnels down like it's like a single funnel. Everything on both ends. Yeah, we definitely don't need that. We don't need a runaway. We'll tie it down good. We got the air. We dumped it. We're good with everything. All right, we gotta come back a little bit so we can pull this pin. Make sure I got these offline because I don't want them doing anything. I have zero clue what the process for this is. Like, I wish I could find something about it, but I can't, unfortunately. All right, let's come on back. Give me some slack. Let the brakes keep pumping off a little bit. No, I don't have any Canadian Pacific ES 44s. Drifter. I think there's some for the game, but I think they're hacks of the skin, maybe. I don't do too much of that stuff, if any at all, really. SP, what's up, dude? Hope all is well with you and the family. Yeah, we're good here today. Everyone's doing great. Everyone is good. Everyone is healthy and over the flu. Finally, we're yarding our train 8,500 feet in like a 6,600 foot track. So we're cutting our DPU out. I don't know how they do, like how they go through this process there, but this is kind of what we're doing. We're cutting the DPU out, and we're probably gonna pull it high down this lead here, and then make the train solid, pull it rest the way into the yard, then double it over into one of the other track. We'll probably double it over here on top of this local. We'll stop it right here. All right, that should do right there. Put this switch here. Won't let me throw it. So one thing I noticed about this yard is like the blocks for the switches are like really big. Yeah, we're going to have to take manual control of it. That's all right. We'll just do left control, right click, unlock it. Really, I wish you could unlock it here at the switch. Like, unlocking it off the dispatcher screen is like totally not legit whatsoever. You need to unlock it at, like, put it in hand throw. You know, it should have motor and hand throw positions on it, and then you can hand throw it, right? Like a regular switch. Like it totally needs that. It needs, what is this? It's motor and motor and hand throw, right? Isn't that? It needs something different. Chicago's a train yard in real life. Chicago's got a ton of yards up there. Okay, so we're good. Switches line in the clear. Let's relinquish. Gonna take this guy back. Go. Short hood lead. Let's put it in run. Run. Nice. And we need to cut these guys off. Let's hop in the cab real fast. Reverser is MU. Okay. Let's go ahead and get the brakes set. Fix the whole MU thing here in a second. Let's get this guy closed. Let him lead. Now let's make this one lead, and that should fix our MU issue. There we go. Nice. All right, let's just wait for our get our brakes back. Except I think what we're going to do is close it back here. Get our handbrakes off. There we go. All right, we should be good. Why don't you drag the rear half down to the other end with the DP? Do they do that? I don't know how they do it, to be honest. I mean, we could. We could. I just, I planned on backing, like, filling up one track, and then I got this other track over here that's barely used. I was going to back it in on top of that, is what I had planned on. So I don't know. This is all foreign. This is like completely foreign to me. I've never done anything with DPU, so I don't know how they do this. It would be quicker. Too easy though. I want to make it hard on myself. We're gonna make a lot of moves in the yard today. We're gonna earn our pay. We're gonna earn our pay today. We don't have nothing else to do. Nothing else going on the railroad, so we could, like, I don't know how they would do that, honestly. Like, I have zero clue how you would cut. Like, does a hostler work with them? Like, hostlers aren't even around anymore, so does the one crew do both? Like, do they taxi back to the DPU and yeah, like, who does that? Like, who do they have a U-man? Like, I don't know. I'm at a loss. I'm assuming, as cheap as the railroads are nowadays, that one crew does it. Hammer Mike, what's up, dude? I'm assuming one crew does it and they just go back and forth. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if one crew did it. Like, that sounds like typical railroad to me, right? One crew doing it by themselves. That is totally how they would do it. All right, let's release it. They have a U-man in the yard here. You've heard him on the radio. To see, yeah, use a van to take them back to the DPU. That's just what I'm assuming. I have zero clue. Like I said, we never messed with DPUs weren't even a little bit of a thought on CSX for us in the Southeast. Like I said, we would have laughed if you told us that we were doing DPU back then. We really would have. Like, we totally would have laughed. They have a U-man. Well, that's cool. I like the U-man. The U-man is really good. Question is, do they have a U engineer for DPU? I doubt that. So who does it? Like, who moves it? I don't know. I'd love to know. Did they cut DPU out? I mean, they have to, because there are trains there that could potentially have it. I guess it'd be kind of rare though. Okay, this guy's good. We're good on that. Okay, let's take him ahead. There we go. I remember seeing them run trains in the Norris back in the day. They had the old radio control box cars. You know what I'm talking about? The old low control setup that they had, like the pre-DPU days with the remotes. The good old days. I got a few videos of those too. Went up to where did we go? We went with a friend up to Bremen back in the early 90s. I guess it was Bremen. It was somewhere up there. We caught several NS trains in the Crescent. I think the headlight is on dim, dude. Yeah, it's on. We good. Spur's got you covered. I think you've seen a video of them. Yeah, they were really cool. I like those things. They were neat that, like, you could make any engine a DPU. Right? Not every engine could be a leader. Only the engines with the white number boards could be a leader, but any engine could be a DPU as long as you couple it up to that box. Which I thought was a really, like, a super cool concept. How that worked. All right, let's tie this guy down right here. There we go. Let's do full service. Wait a second. I done forgot how to do it. There we go. That's full service. Okay, and then we'll put some handbrakes on it. Handbrake. Handbrake. Does this game have actual vehicles at crossings? Yes, it does. It absolutely does. Not every crossing would have a car spewer. It doesn't look like this one has it, but it does have vehicles. It may have some back here. Yeah, well, okay, that's the bridge. Yeah, they're around. They're definitely around. You see them from time to time. Sometimes if you block a crossing for a long time, there will be a whole bunch of them waiting. There'll be a bunch of them waiting around. Okay. We gotta relinquish this guy now. We don't need him anymore. And relinquish. And now we need to grab this one again. He's back to being ours. We need to get our switch back right. Make sure we're grabbing the right one. We don't do the wrong one. Okay, this one. Now we need to give it back, which is totally not legit. Like, we shouldn't do this on this board. It should be down here. They need the lever, right? Like, they need to switch the lever, the hand through, unlock it. They'll double out around to what's called the southern inbound track that goes out towards Lubbock. They'll pull the whole train into a track, cut off at the DPU, and then shove. Okay, I got you. That's cool. So they do it on the other end. When they cut their DPUs off, they do it down here, right? They would do it down, like they would do it right here on one of these tracks. Like, I guess this is the one that goes towards, yeah, these are towards the trim leads. And this one is towards, actually, no, that does not. This one is the one that goes toward Lubbock. Right here. Yeah, this, okay, so that has to be it right here. This is the one that they would do. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. I didn't want to go towards the AGS main because this is like steep as hell through here. I just figured you'd have a bad day trying to make a shove with a bunch of tonnage back into another track up that, but okay. Okay, I got you. I got you. So they do all the DPU stuff over here. Man, SP, I'm telling you, W for SP, because he is like... He's filled me in on so much stuff over here. Next time we'll do it on the other end though. Then now we got someone that's let us know. We'll do it on the other end. Okay, so we gave our switch back. Switch is lined into clear. We'll back up and grab it. Oh, we just had a sub. It kind of scared me. Andres, what's up? Thanks for a sub, bro. Appreciate it. Damn, that's scary. I wasn't expecting that. Big Jacko, what's up, dude? How you doing? Yes, Thursday stream. We're doing some yard work. Not the outside in your front yard kind of yard work, but Norris yard work. Let's go ahead and release this. Put her in reverse. Come off the independent. He's been watching this stuff for years. Yeah, SP knows it. He knows how it goes down. That's good. I mean, a large majority of the stuff I do is by no means anywhere near accurate, but I like hearing about it and trying to, if I learn enough about it, you know, I'll add it in. Westbound's do it on the other end towards the plat. Okay. So they do it down here, just go in the other direction. I got you. Lots of snow up here. How's it down there? It's kind of cold today. It's like 13 this morning. We had ice yesterday. We had a trace of ice. Made the roads a little slick. They had a late start at school. They started at 10. We had a little bit of snow, just enough to kind of dust the ground. It's sunny today. It's going to be a high of like 20 something. I think something like that. And it's going to be in the 50s tomorrow. Interested in Run 8, but I think it's too hard for me because I'm not on the US trains. More European ones, different systems. The Run 8 is supposed to be very detailed. Yeah, Run 8 is the most accurate train sim you could run by far. It absolutely is. So I can see, like, that's the biggest thing is not knowing the operations. And if you're from Europe, I can totally get that. Yeah, dude, I'm ready for spring too, man. It's like, it hasn't sucked this winter. Like, it hasn't been horrible. We had one winter here where it was like 0 degrees for days. Like 0 and negatives. But It hasn't been bad this year. Like, not like that. There we go. All right. Let's cut it in. Either way, Andre, like it's a great game. It's a lot of fun. You can watch my videos and you might can pick up a little bit of stuff here and there as far as like how this stuff goes down. The ops, like I said, the ops part of it to me is the hardest part of like the biggest learning curve of the game. Let's connect. Okay, let's get that. Cut the air in. There we go. At 4 or 5 inches the other day. GSX is waiting for you to show up for duty. Oh, East Alabama, right? We had snow this morning over here in Albany. This has been sleeting and changing rain. What a mix. Yeah, I hate the mixed. I hate the mixed, right? We kind of, yeah, we had ice. It looked like we had some sleet too. I think we had a little bit of sleet. And then it spit snow like most of the day. It wasn't enough to really amount to anything, but it's just enough to make the road kind of a little bit slick. There was one spot when I took Mrs. Spur to work that morning. There's one spot at a stop sign. When we took off, we kind of spun a little bit. And I was like, a little slick out there. Squinkies, what is up, dude? How you doing, man? It's good to see you. We're working for 2 railroads now. Right? Yeah, I like the Southeast stuff. I do any of them. Like, they're all great. They're all fine. I don't know the West Coast stuff nearly as much as I do the East Coast stuff. Rack train to Beham has your name on it. The M208. Nice. I didn't mind rack trains. Rack, at least, like I said, back in the day, the only one we had was 214. That was easy. Just step on, step off. That was a good train. All right, let's open it up the rest of the way. Let's put it in neutral. Let's see what the bottom's doing. We'll take a hot minute on this. Yep. Pump it up a little bit here. Pump it up. Now pump it. Remember that commercial on Saturday Night Live way back in the day? The turkey is like an Air Jordan turkey. It had the little basketball on it. You could pump your turkey up for Thanksgiving dinner. It's like back in the day. I think it was Chris Rock that was doing that. Does anyone remember that? It's probably only me. Mother Slug, what's up? How you doing, man? We're yarding our train. We just we cut our DPU out, so because our train is 8,500 feet and has a DPU, we had to cut the DPU out. We stuck it over here. We got our train back solid. We're going to pull it all the way in and then cut the head end off and double it to I guess this is R1 over here because we got this local sitting in here. So we got some room. We're going to double it into R1 to fill it up, and then we should be good. You remember seeing the shoes with the buttons to pump them up there? Yeah. Okay, there was a commercial. They had a fake commercial on Saturday Night Live way back in the day. And I want to say it was Chris Rock that did it. And it was talking about it's like the Air Turkey or the Air Jordan Turkey or whatever, where you could pump it up. You don't recall that sketch? Look it up. Look at it. May have been the late 80s. Like I think it was very early Chris Rock on or it may not even been him. But they had a little thing going with the turkey, and they're like, pump it up now, pump it. They're pumping the turkey up. It was freaking hilarious. Those were the good days. I was thinking the Hans and Franz sketch. We're here to pump you up. Yes, I'm Hans and I'm Franz. We're here to pump you up, you girly man. A bunch of girly men. A bunch of losers. A bunch of flabby losers. All of those were great too. 901, what's up? How you doing? Good morning. We're talking the last live stream I did in Farm Simulator. We're going to be doing a Farm Sim multiplayer. We're going to open it. We're going to try it and see if it'll work. It should technically work. I'm still kind of iffy on my router and port forwarding because I got to talk to my ISP about that. But that should work. It should work. And if it does, we'll open it up. And we'll get an army of people in to work on the farm. I have a bunch of trees I need cut down. Should park. Yeah, we're going to take it to the... we'll take them to the shop later. You Jack City Crackhead, Chris Rock. Oh, I remember that. I remember those days. Those were hilarious days on SNL. I always remember that turkey bit they had though. All right, let's see if these guys pumped up a little bit. All right, we'll let them pump it up a little bit more. A little bit more. We got all this train to pump up 8,500 feet. We don't have nearly, like, we cut 2 air compressors out, so it's going to take a while. We hanging out way out here. We gotta get this line. Let's get this guy lined up while we wait, though. We'll take him out. That lead SP informed us about. That's going to work out perfect, dude. I think when I did it before, I did it out the trim leads, but yeah, this is going to be much better. So we got to get this one. And we got to get this one. And then we need that one. Do that. This one's good. That one's out towards Lubbock. So yeah, that is exactly the way we need to go. Is there anything else out here we need to get before we... Oh, these are all hand throws. Okay. Okay, I got you. It's such a weird yard how it's laid out. It's like one of the weirdest yards. I got that switch. This one is not good. That one. Let's double check. I want to make doubly sure before we get a switch and have an accident. All right, so we're good there. Good there. We're good there. We're good there. Okay, we're good. How many engines you probably need for such a long train? I originally started out with 4 on this one. 3 on the head end, 1 DPU about 2/3 back. My DPU broke down with me. We did a live stream last week and the DPU broke down outside of Tuscaloosa, and we had to steal an engine off of a local that was tied down there and add it in. We had to steal this engine right here. This one broke down. So at that point we had 5. How many engines? Find out when we get to the first big hill. Yeah, this train would not make it with the 3 on the head end over Tuscaloosa Hill. Like, there's no way. There's no way. All right, let's go ahead and draw these down. Really good. Let's just do full service because we got to knock those handbrakes off back there now. All right, let's go get our handbrakes. It's a process, guys. Like, something like this would take a while to get. And of course, you're just moseying around out there, not getting in no hurry for anyone. That's our. Make sure your brakes are applied good. You take the look. A little bit. The Gevo broke down. Ace was a good one. Yeah, we had comms issues with the Gevo. Dang it, I can't stop coughing. Yeah, the Gevo came back. It started back working, but I didn't know if I could trust it. So that's why we took the Ace. We weren't, I wasn't 100% sure on that, if it was going to do it. Okay, let's start knocking handbrakes off. see. We get this one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. 2 more. Both off. All right, we're good. I'm back in the cab here. Let the air keep exhausting, and then we'll knock them off and we'll pull. UP is known for burning their Gevos to the ground. That's pretty much any G, right? Toasters. They're spicy. The GEs are the spicy engines. And it's taken forever for that there to get down. We've got the UP Ace. In fact, you know what? Someone told me in a comment that I need to fix this, and they're absolutely right. We need to fix this. We need to renumber this thing. What is it? 1983, right? And at the WP unit is 1983. I never think about that stuff. Like it's. See a few rough-looking UP ones. 1983. Thanks, Nick. Yeah. Someone left a comment. It's like, it needs to be 1983. I was like, I didn't think about that. All right, let's get ready. Forward. Start pulling on them here. Start easing this slack out. Watch the ground here so I can see what she's doing. There we go. She's trying. 16,000 tons. It's a lot. She's only 0.9 HPT now, so. For a little sand just in case. Come on. All right, I think we're good. It's a lot. It's a lot of training points. Chris, what's up, dude? Good morning. How you doing? You did it to me, 1985 song. Choreographed the real thing back in 2014, one cold winter day. But man, that you got the WP unit, really? I like this unit. It's a good light. Their heritage units are really sharp. They are really, really sharp. I love how they did the logo, the stylized logo on the side here. Like, that is sharp. We're good here, Chris. Yeah, we're good. Did a good start so far. We're doing good. We're yarding this train. A little bit of work. We got to double it over. SP in chat hooked us up with the proper procedure because he rail fans out here, so we know we got to swing out towards Lubbock and then double over. We're going to double into R1. R1's got local sitting down on the on west end of it. It's not very full at all, so we'll have plenty of room. We'll only put about 2,000 feet in there, something like that. This is Norris. This is Norris Yard on the AGS South. Yeah, this is Norris. I love this yard. This is a good yard. 58 track bowl. I wish they do the full bowl in Barstow, and I don't think West Colton doesn't even have the complete bowl, does it? I don't think it does. All right, let's watch our switches here, make sure we're good. This is a part that makes me a little bit leery, like getting this train to track through all these switches. We're not having to pull on her very hard, so that's good. We'll just kind of ease down through here. All right, let's just do a rough count. All right, that switch is good. That one takes us where we need to go. Okay, we're good. So we're going to go out towards Lubbock. Give her a few love taps on the horn. Don't need a lot. Good enough. Not a big Amtrak fan. You think you'd be able to take it to Albany sometime? I don't have that route, dude. I don't have anything in the Northeast right now. I've done Amtrak before. We've done the auto train. I couldn't think of it for a second. Oh, we need to do the Crescent on this one. The Crescent would be a good one. Yeah, I don't have any of the Northeast routes. Let's see what this guy looks like back here. It's getting dark on us, so I don't want to do this at night. So we're going to freeze this time. It looks pretty nice, right? Late evening. But yeah, we're almost in the clear. Not too bad. As long as we're not paid hourly, yeah, we're freezing time and not paycheck. This playing the game at night doesn't translate well on video. You know, it's like a lot of people are like, "What are you doing? I can't see." You know, and it's like even in game, like you can barely see. So it's either that or advance it. You know. Let's I don't know what I'm gonna do on this. Bit more here. I should have got on the brakes way earlier. I wasn't thinking. That's all right. Give room for our hump engines to get up in there. There we go. Good enough. If there's something occupying the southern inbound track when you need to double out, you can also use the track that goes towards Pape and Road. Oh, so the one that goes to the AGS up here. You talking about this AGS route up here? That's the one I'm really super leery about because it's so freaking steep down in here. I'm worried about shoving back into the yard up this steep hill with a 0.9 HPT train. I think that's a recipe for problems. Yeah, that goes to the AG. Yeah, I think that would be a big time problem there. Okay, where are we going to cut this guy off at? We're going to, first of all, let's do full service. Go cut this guy right here. I'll keep exhausting for a second here. Yeah, I don't know. That just seems kind of dicey to me, dude. Like, at least in game. And game-wise, it seems kind of dicey because I've had trouble over here pulling high through all these switches. I don't know if it was a tonnage thing or what, but I derailed some cars up here just pulling, like everything was lined the way it was supposed to be lined, just pulling through all these switches like it didn't like it. Everyone get out and push. I think when I derailed, we're pulling high from this side. So we were pulling down from I think it's this track right here. And we went through this crossover and then around, and we derailed in that crossover right there. We got like 1 or 2 cars on the ground. It wasn't nothing major, just the wheels off the track. But all right, let's see about making this cut. Take a little slack here, pull pin. It happens in real life too. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I wasn't too torqued about it. I was like, oh, we got one on the ground. That's par for the course, but there you go. Perfect. Pull the pin, take him ahead. Go ahead and dump it on the bottom. 2 handbrakes. I did read this. I went in there ETT and looked. It's 2 handbrakes. Get down here and catch up if we can. There we go. All right, we'll pull them high and then back in. It's not the best design and layout. That yeah, it's like the biggest yard you've seen is North. Oh, you've been to North Platte? Yeah, it is a big yard. Biggest one I've ever seen in real life was of course Waycross, but I've been by when it was the Centennial in Fort Worth. I don't. It's called something different now, right? I don't know. It'll always be Centennial to me, but oh, just a little bit further. It's Davis Yard, right? It's Davis Yard in Fort Worth now. I think that's what it's called. There, that'll do right here. All right, we may have to hand through this switch too. I don't know if it's going to line. These switches in the yard are honestly kind of finicky. It did line. Okay, so we're good. We're good all the way in. I think we are. Go ahead and catch up and get on this side. Get on the engineer side. Catch up. All right, let's back her in. North Platte, though, that one's impressive. That is an impressive yard for sure. Like, that's all things UP at North Platte. I like the old school UP before they merged with SP. Because it really was like the center of their whole world was at North Platte when it was before SP, right? When it was just UP by itself. Because they had the tracks coming out of the Pacific Northwest, the tracks coming out of LA, SoCal, and then they funneled together through Mid-America, and then they split off again, you know? Oh, the 1983's in the shop? North Platte is a copy of Conway Yard in Pennsylvania, really? I just know it's a huge yard. Is it in storage? Surely not. That's a shame if it is. If they're looking at like getting rid of it, they need to send it to a museum. That would be a good one. All right, let's swing down right here. I know we don't need to watch the shove because I know we got plenty of room. We got that other, there's the other train down there at the bottom on the west end of the yard, but we're not going to get anywhere near that. Let's just slow her up a little bit here. Keep working this independent. There, that's good. Who's your morning? How are you? Reyarding our train. 1983 has traction motor issues. Only half of them were working when it came through Idaho a few weeks ago. Nice. I was in the shops. Maybe they'll get it back out there on the road. Oh, we've been at it for a bit, Hoosier. We've done a lot of stuff already. We had to come in the yard. We had to cut the DPU out. Get the train back together. We just swung high, and we're doubling into R1. So we came in R10, and now we're doubling into R1 because she don't fit, right? The longest track, 6,800 feet, and we got 8,500 feet of train. 86, something like that. We had to double her in the yard. Snowed like crazy there. Yeah, we had ice and snow yesterday, but it didn't really amount to much. Just made the road a little slick. The only UP in the museum is a 4141. You really like that paint job? Is that the presidential unit? The 4141? Which one is that? Like, I don't like... I'm not up on that stuff. BN, what's up? BN Productions. Good morning. How you doing? Why don't play Train Simulator Classic? Because I don't think I would play it that much for the money I would invest into it, Drifter. I honestly don't know how much replayability I would get out of that game if I almost bought it. I wanted to do the commuter stuff, and I got to thinking about it, and I was like, you know, I'll probably play it 2-3 times, do a few videos, and then that'll be it. And it's honestly like it's just not worth it to me. Okay, all right, that's what I thought the 4141 was. Been snowing for several days straight. Nice. How much snow have y'all got, Hoosier? Keep shoving her in. 3 inches of snow. Does this game have a map showing the tracks like Railroader? It has a dispatcher's board, but that's it. I'll show you in a second. Let me get this guy in the clear. Actually, I show it real fast. So yeah, this is dispatcher's board. Oh wow, you've got 10 inches of snow so far. Yeah, that's a good bit. Sim Classic has the Amtrak Dash 8. All right, we should be getting close to shoving this guy in the clear. Check out my phone for a second here. This thing is such a potato, I swear. So freaking slow. There we go. You're breaking all kind of rules. It'll be all right. In a pain. All right, just a little bit more. Yeah, that's a good looking locomotive. All right, that'll do. Draw the air down. Get a few handbrakes, we'd be good to go. You go get groceries, but the wrecker last week broke a tie rod on the right front of my van. They winched it out of my... Uh-oh. That's not good. All right, let's get some... yeah, we'll cut it loose first, and then we'll get some handbrakes. We won't be that guy. Let's release... There we go. First. Take a little slack. Alright, take him ahead. Oh, I got in neutral. It would help if I put it forward. That's the only thing about keyboards. Sometimes you think you have it in something and you really don't. Okay, that's good right there. Let's figure out what we want to do next. Left front steers, right front just goes wherever it wants to, right? The right front's just lazy. Let's finish at 87.99. The Publix and tap. That's a good one. All right, what do we want to do now? I guess we need to gather all this up. We got a couple sets of power to take. We need to get this engine back to the A55, but we don't have anything ready to go. So that guy needs to go to the shop. These guys are topped. They're all topped off. We'll have to get them out of there. These guys are not. Is there something I need to do to get these to refuel? Like, they're on the spot. Why are they not topped off? Like, they've been here for a while, guys. Hope Run 8 can do Amtrak Dash 8 paint mod. That's a record hump push there. That would never fly. What hump push? You should do BNSFZ train on the West Coast. We did one a while back. We need to do another one. We need to do one up to Modesto. That would be a good one to do. Yeah, let's take this guy. And we need to... There's just not a good escape track back to the shop up here. Like, I don't know if that's just poor yard design or it's something that they did in the game, but like, there's just no way to get over there that good. Let's hit that guy. That guy's good. This one right here. Your long cut in the hump storage. Where are you talking about? What's hump? Where are you referring? What's hump storage? You need to start them up to refuel them. Really? They can't just sit there dead and refuel them. They have to be. They actually have to be. They have to be running. You're gonna work the hump. We may do a little bit in the hump today. We gotta see. We gotta see what the time looks like. Why? Why do they need to be started to refuel? Like, that makes no sense. All right, we'll start them up. I did not know that. I honestly did not know that. All right, well, we'll let them sit there and run. Learn something new. Will BNSF power sometimes be used as hump power on other? I never saw it. I never saw it at Waycross, Tilford, or Boyles. They always had their own assigned hump engines, and it was always those engines. It was never. I never remember. I mean, that's not to say never, but I don't ever remember seeing anything else. The cut that touches the rear yard leads. You talking about over here? That's just a receiving yard. That's not even that big of a track. It's only 6,800 feet total. Waycross, they used to hump 10,000 feet. Yeah, they would hump like 9 to 10,000 feet, no problem. They would double trains together. You think it's a bug in the game? Yeah, you should totally be able to refuel those just sitting there. Like, I don't know why they need, like, why do you gotta burn fuel to fuel them up? You know? Like, that's the crazy part about it. Why you gotta burn fuel to fuel them up? I don't know. Trying to figure out what I want to do with my phone. Yeah, road burner. Yeah, good morning. It was always the assigned hump power. Like I said, never say never, but I don't ever remember anything else working the hump in any of the yards that I worked. Need to turn on Otter again. Otter will jack me up though. Otter will jack me up if I turn him on. Can you use jog mode? What is jog mode? Okay, we don't need this guy. We need to get out of him and go back to our other cut over there. There we go. All right, we'll take this guy out of here and we'll take him to the shop, I guess. Need to go down this lead, so we should be good all the way down full high and then back towards the service center. All right, I think that'll work. It's you. Jog mode is electric motor movement, which is on back wall spin selector. I have no clue about any of that, dude. Like, that's all Greek to me. All right, let's cancel this out. Oh, I took us down the wrong track. I could have swore I had that line back there. Did I not line that? No, it was normal. I could have swore I lined that. Oh well, we'll work our way back over there. We'll have to do it a roundabout way. Got those are good. That one's good. That one's good. Ethan, what's up, dude? Good morning. Says long time video watcher here. Nice to finally catch one of your live streams. Cool, dude. I'm glad to have you in, dude. I said, can you use Union Pacific ES44 DC? Yeah, we could probably use it in just a second, actually. Yeah, it's good to see you in here, bro. I know, like, my stream schedule isn't very conducive to a lot of people, unfortunately. Oh, okay. It uses power to attract. Yeah, they don't have anything like that in game. They've got some pretty cool features, especially on the butt heads. But that's it. Okay, so now we need to go back this way. Let's get this guy. Him back here. This guy here. It's not an easy yard to get to the shop from the east end of the R yard. Like, it's really just not. Okay, let's make this guy lead. Swap ends. Hop in. We got to get the windows for the maximum auditory. There we go. Dim on dim. Yeah, the yard's confusing too. It's a lot. There's a lot going on down here on this, especially this end. The other end isn't too bad, but this end has, like, it's a lot, and the switches are like right on top of each other, and This is where it's really super easy to get through a switch and split your consist, like if we're not careful. Right, we got to get a switch up here. This may be clear. We may be clear, we may not need it, but I'm not sure. No, we're not. We're not clear. We got to get that. Okay, just barely. So I have to float like a large majority of these switches. I have to float them to figure out what I need to throw. Okay, so that's good. All right, let's hop back in. Top speed using jog mode is 2 miles an hour. All right, there we go. All right, let's get this switch back. Can't. That's another thing about this yard is that like the block, like the limits for the switches are like really big. Like we're well clear of that switch, but it's still showing us fouling the switch. It's that one. Okay, it's that one. It's not, is that right? Okay. So what I found is that you have to take them, like unlock them and hand throw them a good bit. That one. Right? Good. Okay. All right, I think we're good. All right, let's reverse it. Let's get this other one on dim. Overhead trail, there we go. All right, we should be good. Gotta head out. See you later, Spur. All right, Burlington, it's good seeing you in here, bro. I hope you have a good rest of your day. We'll catch you later. Do most trains in Run 8 have Wabtec operator screen? I would guess so. I mean, really, I'd have to look at the Dash 9s. I don't know off the top of my head with the Dash 9s. Slow her up a little bit. Yeah, I'd have to look at the Dash 9s. They usually go down the track where you have... Okay, hang on a second. Let's see what SP is talking about, because he is like the Norris Yard guru. So they go down this track right here. Down, so that's the way that's the way we're going to go. We're going to go down this lead right here. What is a pirate's favorite letter? I'm going to guess the letter R. One track over. They go down this track, really? So nice to see Run 8 without half the cars being Run 8 railroad box cars, because I don't know most of the content. Yeah, that's one of the bigger downsides. If you're new new to the game and you're behind the curve, you've got a lot of catching up to do, unfortunately. Okay, I got you. Okay, let's go ahead. It just surprises me that they have to pull so far up on the hump. Do they have to do that in real life, SP? Like, do they have to pull so far up on the hump to be able to escape to the shop? You think it was R, but it's actually the C. I got you, the C. Okay, I got you. The C. Nice. Okay, now we got to get this switch back. All right, this is the one we got to get. Man, it's saying that we're on top of it. We're really just not. Like, this is perfectly acceptable. Like, why is it saying that we're on top of the Switch? Now it's throwing. That is the weirdest thing. It's like it's got a delay to it or something. I don't know why. All right, let's go. Take him ahead. So they do pull it up the hump. That is wild, man. That is. Yeah, that absolutely is. Honestly, I haven't studied the yard in Google Earth to see like how the tracks play out in real life, but like if you've got a big cut of locomotives, you have to pull well up onto the hump to be able to use this track. You think the Dash 9 has a Wabtec? Yeah, it's probably something that they did that they just used across multiple locomotives. Maybe to save some time over production. I don't know what should be there in real life. I never paid attention to any of that stuff. Did you finish yard? Yeah, we've finished yarding the train. We've got it in. We're taking the power to the shop. Too bad Run 8 doesn't have NSGP 38s. Those would be really nice. I'd like to see some GP 38s in game. I'd like to have 38s just because they sound good. It's non-turbo engines. 2 peanuts were walking down the street. One was assaulted. No. Oh, Jack, what's up, dude? How you doing? Good morning. Yeah, GP units would be nice. I want to see another. I want to see another GP 42 pack. Like they didn't even begin to touch on all the good schemes that you could have with that. You know, CSX got like almost 500 GP 42s from Chessie, and we don't have a single one in the Chessie scheme. There's like so much more they could do with those scheme wise, or take them and backdate them to. Backdate them to GP 40s. All right, I gotta figure out which way to go because I'm not sure right here, guys. Let's see. We'll just fly it because I have zero clue. I think we're going to pull them in right behind this cut right here because that one's good to go. We'll come down this track. We'll get this hand throw. There we go. This hand throw right here. I really want to see a Rent-A-Wreck pack. Wabtec screens on the Dash 9s are PTC, so that was a PTC upgrade or something? What were they originally? Because we, like, when I worked, we didn't have PTC, so what did they have in them originally? What do you get when you cross a police officer with a T-Rex? I do not know. What do you get? Ex-Conrail units to CSX and S, I think would be good. Yeah, we had, like, when I worked, there was a ton of Conrail units floating around. I see SD60 standard cab. I'd like to see Triclops SD60s on the UP. Like those things, they had a ton of those things. Wow, they had like 200 or 300 of those things, like different, the wide cab SD60s. A little bill action since we're going into service center here. Jurassic pork. No. Oh man, those are some good dad jokes. I need to remember some of those. There was one I told my girls the other day. I can't remember now. What was it I told them? They thought it was so incredibly lame, which is exactly the goal that I was looking for. What was it? Ethan Van Gint says, I am just cursed to not only be a NorCal resident, but also be a fan of SPWP. I know no one will ever get around to doing much more NorCal than Donner Pass. Yeah. That's the problem. There's so many good routes. You're never going to see them all, unfortunately. Number one thing this game really needs is slugs. Yeah, I would agree with that. I'd like to see a GP40-2 pack with GP30s, the roadmates. That's why I'm a big fan of doing GP30s in the game, because they could do tons with GP30s in this game. They could do slugs. They could do GP30Ms for CSX. They could do, like, what were they rebuilt into for the BN? And they were GP30Rs on the Santa Fe, and they rebuilt to what were they on the what were they on the BN, guys? Like GP39Es or M's or B's or whatever it is, the 50 bazillion. BN had GP39Es and M's. Some of those were GP30s, right? Yeah, like a lot of people probably laugh at the notion of GP30s in game, but you could get a lot of mileage with those out of this game. Yeah, they're all GP30 and 35 car bodies. Yeah, you're right. Thanks, Ojack. Yeah. You could get a lot of mileage with GP30s in game. You really just could. I'd love to have a roadmate, a GP30 roadmate in game for CSX to work on locals. Those things were awesome. Some of the sharpest roadmate contests I saw with the GP42 was both of them in stealth gray. I know a lot of people knock the stealth gray. I mean, it seems like it's appreciated a lot more nowadays, but man, it looks sharp. Both of them in stealth gray look really good. Kind of generic plain Jane. I'd like to see high hood GP38s in game. All right, I think that's good right here. Let's time down. We'll time down here. Get some handbrakes. There we go. All right, we really need to get these guys out of here. They're good to go. Are these guys good? How long does it take locomotives to fuel up in game, guys? Yeah, it looks like they're doing something, right? Maybe. High hoods would be nice, or old school RP. Are there any high hoods left in the fleet, or are they gone? In the early 2000s, there were tons. That's all we ever had. The NS locomotive we used on the paper mill job, that's all we ever had was a high hood. We never had anything but. Workout routes like the Valley or Shasta Division side. I just want to see more 50s locos like SD9s, F7s, and such. Outside of scope, it would be cool. Yeah, I would like to see Run 8 backdate power more. I think the older stuff is definitely more interesting. It's way less generic and homogenized. It does need more Jeeps. You're right, 901. It absolutely does. It needs more Jeeps. McFueler says, I just want to see a CN or CP or CPKC route. We need some more Canadian freight cars. Yeah, that is like name your like name something, because there's tons and tons and tons of different things they could do. Right? Like, I mean, the sky's the limit. It's just a matter of time and money. Ask Heist. The train simulator classes do have long hood units. They have the high hoods. John Taylor, what's up, dude? Good to see you. He says he'd like to see high and wide loads too. Yeah, that would be interesting. You know, when I worked, they were very, very rare. They were extremely rare. We did have them from time to time, but it wasn't a lot. That's for sure. It wasn't a lot. We did move a lot of military, though. We moved a ton of military stuff. Holy crap. I said, when I hired out, right after that, the war in Afghanistan started, and we moved so much stuff. It was crazy. It was like multiple trains a day that we were moving. Like on an already like super busy railroad. We had more trains to move than we knew what to do with. Like, all right, let's pull this guy out. We need to at least pull him up or do something with him, or I don't know. Get him. Yeah, we don't need to start all of them. I mean, yeah, I guess we'll start all of them. We'll have some of them isolated. Let's we'll isolate this guy. That one. That one. That one. Alright, this should be good. Alright, they are fueled, right? Yeah, they are topped off. Good. Bad order cars on flat cars. Yeah, that would be interesting. Something different. I'd love to see military loads in game. I think that'd be really cool. Run 8 is supposed to be set around 2000, 2005. Yeah, the high rail stuff is 2000 to 2005. I'm not sure. I think this route is more recent than that. I don't know if it's specifically said anywhere in the documentation, but I think it's supposed to be more recent. The West Coast stuff is kind of a mix. Back in Toronto would be sick. Double hump crest. I'd like to see them to get the double hump working in Waycross. I don't know when when the last time was that they double humped. I don't think they have in years, but because they don't need to. But there was a time where they could split the hump, and one hump would be a north hump and the other hump would be the south hump. All right, let's get this guy. At least pull him up. I'm not quite sure what I want to do with him yet. If we can get him out of there, we may not be able to get them all out. We have to, you know what? Let's plan to take them somewhere else. Where can we take these? We're kind of full. Like, really, we could stick them in that track, maybe. I like hostling. I think it'd be cool to work a hostling job in game. I was just thinking, do railroads even have hostlers like, is that even a thing on the railroad anymore, or is that completely gone? I'd imagine it's a job's completely gone. Were there a lot of special regulations to move around military trains? No, not really. Just the usual stuff. It wasn't, they weren't really like any other train, at least the ones that I moved. Supposedly there were some that moved like a lot of explosive containers, like they had cuts of explosive 20-foot containers on the bottom, like they had ordnance in them and stuff, and I want to say those guys were not allowed to stop. I think. I'm not certain on that, but I don't think they were allowed to stop, and I want to say they had special agents that kind of followed along with the train on the roads, like on the highway. You don't even know for hostlers? What is the meaning for isolate in locomotives? It means it's just along for the ride. It's not doing anything. No power. Yeah, it's just it's running, but it's not doing anything. It's not providing power. Does it, when they're isolated, do they still give dynamic brake? I think maybe. Or is that, or does that cut out? I can't remember. Does that cut the dynamic brake out too, or do you have to actually like cut the dynamic brake out? But yeah, isolate, they're just along for the ride. They're just back there running. We just don't need all these running, like all these providing power, because that would be a hellacious amount of power for moving that around. So, but I wanted them running to pump the air up really fast, because if we just had the 1 or 2 on the head in and all these main reservoirs were empty, it would have taken forever. It cuts everything out. Let's see, we got to clear almost. There we go. Slug traction motors need to be cooled down, so a small generator as well as 1,500 gallon water tank and sand jacks will be on the slug, as well as its own fuse box. I remember the slugs that GE made for the Seaboard Coastline. Those were the only made by a major manufacturer, and they oh wait, we already got that switch. They provided fuel, so they had a fuel connection. This are basically like a tender. Okay, we should be good. Should be good. All right. All right, let's reverse. Take these guys out of the way. Mates were really cool. I'd love to see mates in game. Motors for added tractive effort. The SP had some cool slugs too. What were those TBEUs or TEBUs or TUBEs or whatever those things were called. You guys know what I'm talking about? From back in the day. I think those things were scrapped a long time ago. Let's catch up. Was it kind of hard to throw switches force-wise? Yes, it was. Some were really hard, some were super easy, just depending on the switch. Yeah, they like one switch could be one way and the other one could be completely opposite. I remember I had one in Birmingham down by the bowl one time, a hand throw that like evidently someone had run through it and they didn't tell anyone, and like I couldn't get it to lock. Like it threw fine, but it stopped about like this far from locking. You know, like it could come down like that and I couldn't get it to lock. Like it would not lock. And I called we called the bowl tower. They wanting to know what happened, like why we were taking so long. I was like, I can't get this hand through. It was in a crossover. I said, I can't get this hand through to lock. It won't lock. Like I've tried everything. And so the train master came down there and he tried it. He couldn't get it to lock. He's like, all right. He's like, don't tell anyone we did this, but he's like, get on here with me. So we both stood on it and like bounced and finally got it to lock. See, it's one of those things where like breaking the rules for their benefit was okay. You know, if I had done that myself, I would have been in hot water. But yard crew engineers could cut slug power off by switching the cab. Slug unit can move faster than 15 mile an hour through yard when not push pull. I know the mates, I want to say the mates for the coastline, they cut out at like 25 or 30. So below that, they would provide tractive effort. Or above that, they would cut out on their own. All right, let's get this guy in here. They were super cool. They were super cool locomotive or slugs. They were paired with U-36Bs. Norfolk Southern 611 steam train. The 611 is a nice engine. Wasn't that the one that derailed in the Dismal Swamp back in the 80s, and it was like the president of the NS was running it? He was like running it 90 mile an hour down the main line, and they derailed it, right? Isn't that how that went down? I don't think the engine itself derailed, but I think some of the cars did. Is this going to fit? Yeah, it will. All right. I thought there was some kind of story to that. The 611. Man, I don't know. It looks. Looks kind of tight. I think we got it. We'll get like right up here. Just a little bit more. We don't want to get in the foul. I think that should be good right there. All right, see what she looks like. Yeah, good enough. Good enough. Good enough. Sweet. Headlight. Let's tie him down. We'll do something with these later. I just don't know what. We don't have anything outbound ready to go. I think we probably have a few too many engines over here. We got a lot. All right, we need to get this slug set, or not slug. I got slugs on the mind now. The DPU set. Slugs have small exhaust ports either side of the hood for traction motor heat. These are two different cables to slug MU, being for main unit to slug, traction motor cables, and jumper cable that controls power, output, and speed. You seen the 611? I've never seen the 611. Only steam engine I've ever seen was 290. All right, let's relinquish, and let's take this guy. Let's get the handbrakes. And we need to get our switch. Get that one back. That should be good. We should be good all the way. All right, let's hop in. All right, let's get out of here. We'll get these guys stuck somewhere. We just got to make it a point to send one back to Tuscaloosa. They've got to have another engine, so we absolutely got to do that. One's got to go back. You rode behind the 611 and the 1218 was my 1218 was super slick, right, McJacko? Like, I love that engine. Like, honestly, I favored it a little bit more over the 611. That was such a badass engine. Both were awesome. You're right about that. Yeah, they both were pretty cool. .611 is massive. Yeah, it fools you, right? Like those lines, the lines of the 611, it fools you. 216 is a mammoth. Yeah, I remember being surprised how big the 290 was. Like, it was no small fry either. I want to say it was a Pacific, right? What was the 290? I You're seeing a 3985 2004 is younger. Saw 4014 in Roseville. I'll have to dig my 290 videos out and show them to you guys sometime. Maybe we'll do a live stream or something with them sometime, maybe. Let's get up here, get this switch. All-time favorite is the SP4449. All right, there we go. Let's grab the switch. Man, have to do everything. Do everything yourself. You know, let's just pull them through and we'll get it back. There is a the Saluda in North Carolina challenge. Yes, it is. That would be a good one. I want to see Saluda and Railroader. That would be really cool. All right, let's go. Oh, we got to get this other switch. Never mind. Oh, get it right. There. All right, what are we gonna do with this guy? I think what we could do, we'll line them in. We'll run them into this end of the service center, and we'll put the other one in the other end, and then these will be good to go. Yeah, I think that's gonna be the plan, Stan. What's a black dot? It's a bug. Yeah, it's a bug, Ethan. It's some kind of reflection bug. Like when the lighting gets to a certain time. You see it's gone now when I change the time. And now it's back. Let's see if we do it by minute. It has something to do with either the sun or the moon, one of the two. But it's definitely a bug. They've known about it for a while. I think they're just going to fix it in the next version. I thought you missed it. You squashed a bug. No, it's not a bug on the wing. It's not that detailed of a game. Squinkies. You're gonna compliment the Destiny. No, it's not that detailed. That would be like highly detailed. Like Armor Reforger has some of the best environment I've ever seen, and like it's not even that detailed. Yeah, it's some kind of shading, like reflection in this glass. I don't know. It's been around forever. It's been since the beginning of V3. That's like raindrops on a cockpit canopy. Yeah, that's true story. The bugs done got Squinky's attention. Yeah, it's not that detailed yet. Maybe one of these days. Maybe one of these days you'll be able to wipe the bugs off the windscreen, but not now. I'm flabbergasted that your power has to be running to fuel up. I did not know that. I tell you, I've said many times before, I hardly ever have done this stuff. Like for the longest time before I started doing these videos and streams, all I did in Run 8 was just run from point A to point B. Like I didn't do any switching. I didn't do any yard work. I didn't do... Ethan, you got Reforger? Really? I've been jumping in Reforger a good bit here lately when it works. That's my biggest complaint with Reforger is when it, like, can you get a server? Is it not being DDoS? And can you get the mods to download? Like, I finally was able to get on some servers because they weren't being DDoS anymore. And then I couldn't get mods to download. Like some of them would download, but other ones wouldn't. I don't know what was going, but it was so aggravating. So then this past weekend, I just played nothing but vanilla. But it was still fun. I enjoyed it. Like, it was a lot of fun. That's cool you play that, though, dude. I need some people to play Armor with. It's an Armor Reforger. You keep getting bugs where you get stuck in aim down sight mode and such. I saw one where this guy got a bug where he was froze in the hand grenade animation. And all he did was jump down off a little cliff. He said you have to jump down, like fall. If you fall just a little ways, it'll unfreeze you. And it worked. It absolutely worked for him. But I enjoy Reforger. I think it would be fun to play with like people you know. Those catwalks look a little high. Maybe they're for access to the top of the engine. To get to this stuff, the sander and stuff up there. Maybe, I don't know. All right, I think that's probably good enough right here. All right, let's tie this guy down. And we'll pull those other ones in and couple them up, and then we'll be set. A handbrake. This, I keep saying like this is the A55 engine, but it specifically doesn't have to go back. Like any of these engines could go back. They just need one. Like they need another engine because they're short now. We stole it. Okay, so let's relinquish him. And let's grab this guy. And we'll finish pulling him in. Handbrake. 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 Alright. Hop in. Release the air. Release independent. Yeah, just try that for next time, Ethan. I don't know if that specifically works for what you encountered, but that's what that guy did. I was watching a live stream a while back, and he was playing Reforger, and like I said, he was going to throw a hand grenade, and it's like his animation froze with a grenade in his hand. It didn't go off, fortunately, but like he couldn't get out of that animation. Like he couldn't equip his gun, he couldn't do anything. And so he found like a little cliff to jump off of, and he jumped off of it, and it unfroze him. You got too many games to play these days between likes Run 8, DCS, Falcon B. Dude, you sound exactly like you're like my spirit animal, Ethan. Like I play DCS too. I haven't been in a while, but like I bounce back and forth between a ton of different games, and it hurts the channel. Like it absolutely hurts the channel, but you know what? I like playing a lot of different things. That won't ever change. But I can't be one of those creators that only plays one thing the entire existence of my YouTube. Like, I just can't do it. I don't have the attention span for that. All right, let's see what this looks like. That should be good enough. We'll pull them up a little further. Good enough. All right, let's tie him down. Full service handbrakes, full independent. There you go. Get the lights. I think the lights are already off. Yeah, good enough. We won't worry about the rest of them. All right, so we got them. These guys, they honestly don't look like they've changed any since I've started them up. Maybe they have a little bit. Like I said, I don't know how long it takes. DCS is eating up your evenings too, really, McJacko. I know Squinkies plays it too. I play it, Squinkies plays it, Ethan plays it. You love the F4, but it maxes out your PC. Yeah, the F4 is a little demanding, that's for sure. It doesn't do too bad on my PC. I've done some videos in the past with it. What is my favorite loco? Dude, that's a tough question. If an absolute, like, all-time favorite loco... You're talking about, like, since the existence of locomotives? Or like when I worked? When I worked, it'd be AC 4400s. They were just good. They did what they were supposed to. SD 42. Good. As far as like favorite locomotive of all time, the U36B is pretty high on my list. I just always like those. Yeah, mess with it a bit. You're doing 777 ops in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Really? I can't do the 777 because all the flights are too long. You know, I need like quick flights. I love the A300. The A300 in Microsoft is my jam. You saw a power move out west where they have 42 locomotives? Really? Must have been going to the scrap. Oh, the A10 is nice, McJacko. I haven't flown that thing in a long time. I've flown, like, here recently, I've flown the Viper more than anything. I like the Viper a lot. The Viper and the F-18. I like the F-18 for its simplicity. It's like so forgiving. That's like the most forgiving airplane in that game. Trying to convince your dad to get you run 8. It's been a whole. I thought you had, young. That's what time acceleration is for. True. That is a good point. It's like a lot of times I fly on VATSIM though, and they're kind of picky about that, especially the trips I like to fly. Like if you fly out over the Atlantic or Canada, maybe the Midwest. Your favorite all time is the DDA 40X, SD 40-2 and 45-2. Young's favorite is the NS GP38-2 X Conrail. The Mud Hen's where it's at. That whole Razbam situation is kind of killed. Yeah, that's why I don't have the Mud Hen. I was going to get it. I was absolutely going to get it, and then all that went down, and like I don't want to get it now. I'm worried. Kenny, all right, dude, have a good day, bro. We'll see you later. I don't want to get it. That's like getting into legal matters. It's obvious because neither one of them are like talking about it. They're not talking about the situation. They're not really saying much of anything about it. So that leads me to believe that it's definitely going to court. So I love the Mud Hen too, dude. It's an awesome airplane. It really just is. So either way, it's going to court. It's going to be a court issue. So I don't know how that's going to work because like someone's not going to be happy. I think it's highly unlikely that they're going to get a settlement that is, you know, pleasing to both of them. I could be wrong, but I don't know. But yeah, the F-15E is nice. It's a good looking plane. Like I wanted to get it. I didn't get it when it released because the number one reason why I did not get that plane when it released is it did not have the terrain following radar. And that to me is like a huge, like that's part of the meat and potatoes of the F-15E was that all weather, low level terrain following radar. Like that was where it was at. And it didn't have it, you know? And I was like, well, I don't know. You like to fly it like it's the 80s? So I didn't get it. And then the Razbam thing went down, and then I definitely didn't get it then, so I don't know. Nap of Earth ripping around 100 feet in the dark. Yeah, I'm hoping the isn't someone doing a tornado? Isn't someone doing a tornado for DCS, or am I just got that mixed up? That would be a good one. Probably the most comparable thing to the Mud Hen, right? Tornadoes do rule. Absolutely. That would be a fun one. F111 would be fun too. I'd be down for an F111 in game. Commander, no, I don't have any. I don't know anything about creator mode for Merge NYC. Your dad still forgets. You have to remind him. Yeah. The U2 spy plane. I would fly the U2. I would. That would be cool. I've done recon missions in the F-14 in DCS with the TARPS pod. That was really cool. On Gray Flag, I did some TARPS pod missions. That was super cool. Like, found a bunch of targets and stuff for people. Like, I like that a lot. That would be cool. Like, if you could do the U2, I'd be for that. You like the swing wings, right? Yeah, I'd be down for the U2. The U2 would be challenging to fly. I'd like to see a good U2 in Microsoft. Oh, it's DMs. Yeah, no, I don't, Commander. No, VATSIM does not support DCS. DCS says, like, the Eagle Dynamics has said they want to do a whole world map like Microsoft, but I just don't, like, they don't have the money or the resources to do. I don't know how they're going to pull that off. Like, I don't know. It would be nice. Then they could incorporate some more long-range bomber stuff. Dude, I would do just about anything in DC. I would fly a KC-135 in DCS. Like, if they had a KC-135 and you could fly around and refuel people, I would be all about that. Like, I would totally do that. I would fly a KC-135 mission. I would have zero problem with that. You cut some cars, build some trains. Yeah, we're going to move this hump set down here and get it ready, and then I'll have to see about going. We'll get this guy started up. I think we're going to grab... I don't know. We may go ahead and grab R10 since we're like right here at it. What do we got tag wise for R10? We got a bunch of nuns. Why is there a bunch of nuns? That's not right. This train was absolutely tagged. Why is it not tagged anymore? Oh, that sucks. How did that happen? Oh, that sucks. This train was absolutely tagged. I know it was tagged. I know it was tagged. In fact, you know what? We're going to go look. Let's save this real fast. Let's do something real quick. I'll go check it. Let's spawn one in. No, yeah, it's tagged. It's not all tagged. Yeah, that's on me. Yeah, that's totally on me. I thought I'd tag this train. Okay, well, guess who's going to be tagging a bunch of cars later? I had started the process. And obviously, at some point, I said, screw it. Something happened. I probably got interrupted. Yeah, okay. Well, all right. Yeah, that's on me. That's on me. Get rid of that. Okay, let's go back. We'll tie onto another track. We'll do R1. Pretty certain R1's tagged. Yeah, R1's good. Well, not all of it. Some of it is. We can tag those easier in R1 than we can the other track, though. So that's probably what we'll do. It'd be cool if VATSIM did support DCS. Yeah, I don't know how they would do that. VATSIM's really picky about military flights in game, period. Like, you gotta belong to what, a VSO or whatever it's called, special operations, and do all this stuff. And yeah, it's kind of an ordeal. I mean, I get it. They don't want people ripping around doing dumb stuff in game, but like, oh, this is real. There we go. All right, let's get this guy out of here. Some of the most fun I ever had DCS when we had real world mill controllers. Do some HTC work on Hoggit for a weekend. Dude, I played on Hoggit one time. And yeah, there was a dude on there. I don't know if he was a real world military controller, but man, he was giving some awesome AWACS call outs. Like, he was legit. He was legit. And then another time I did it, there was a French dude playing, and he was pretty legit too. Like, he knew his stuff. But Jacko, you haven't done multiplayer in what? That shit was so cool. Yeah, it is, dude. It's like if you get, it's like any of those multiplayer games. It all depends on who you team up with. You know, I've had some awesome experiences with random people in DCS. I've had, you know, Armor Reforger, you know, all those games. Oh, DCS isn't bad, dude. You need to get on the Hoggit training server, get your feet wet on there. I fly on there all the time. Like, if I just want to go up and chill and drop a few bombs and hit the tanker and like just get some practice in, that's where I go. Like, there is no better place to do it than the training server. Go beat the pattern up a little bit. Like, that's, I have a routine. Like, if I have a specific training routine for both jets. I'll take off with a couple of bombs and like go hit the tanker first thing, practice tanking with the bombs because I want that loadout. I want to practice with that loadout. And then I'll go drop the bombs. Did we just run through that switch? I think maybe we did. I'll drop the bombs. And then I'll go back to... no, we didn't. We're good. And then I'll go back to the airfield and I'll do some low approaches and burn some fuel off because usually I have a good bit of fuel by then. Burn fuel off, do low approaches, get a feel for the airplane because it's probably been a while since I've flown. And then land. And that's like my routine. In fact, I think I got a video about it I did a long time ago. The training, the training routine. It's pretty good. It got me much better at air-to-air refueling. Working through C-frags, A-10 training. Young's got to go. All right, Young. I'll see you later. Do good in class. Hope you have a good day, bro. We'll see you. All right, let's get this guy going to the bottom of that cut. Well, I see some new DCS videos in the channel. Dude, I would love to do more DCS stuff, but I'll be honest, like, it's some of the worst performing videos I do. And I get it. Not everyone is into everything, you know? Not everyone's gonna like everything I do. It's just the nature of the game. But yeah, I would love to do that. And I do some from time to time. Just because I enjoy it so much. Like I said, we need to try to hook up in DCS. I know Squinkies has said something about it. At least on the training server or something. I flew a bit with a friend on their talk show. We used to do formation stuff on there. We did it in the Tomcats F4. He liked flying Rio a lot. So he'd go Rio with me a lot. What were the call outs? So he would be like, let's see how he do it because I don't really know how to do it myself, but he'd be like group bullseye of how would he do it? He would call out the bullseye and like everything, like it was all legit. The group, the trailing groups, lead groups, like altitude, like he called everything out legit. Like I had such a damn good picture in that game with that dude working AWACS. Like I knew like in my head where everything was at, and he would tell me like how to flow. He'd be like, you've got 3 Su-20, he'd call out 3 Su-27s and I was in like a SU-25 or something doing seed, and he'd be like, you need to flow west, you know. And so I would go out west for a little bit, and then someone would take care of the SU-27s, and then he would call out a target for me. He asked me, like, are you shopping, or you got a specific target? You go, the dude just had it together. Like, he knew his stuff. He knew his stuff. But it's really, like, the times I've been on there is really kind of rare. And plus, like, not many people get on Hog at Georgia at War anymore. At least last time I played, there weren't a lot of people on there. It's like most everyone's in Gray Flag. All right, we just bled. Just bled this bad boy. Yeah, we did. All right, good. All right, let's shove on him a little bit. We'll make it solid. Get this track together, and then I have to go back and re-tag. I totally thought I had tagged that train, but I guess I didn't. Spur failed. I had a game on PC a long time ago, Let You Fly, old World War II fighters. That was pretty cool. I can't remember. I had played multiplayer back in the late 90s called, what was it to be? It had two names. It's Aces High, but it was something else before that. What was that game called? It was the first online multiplayer I ever played, actually. And then I played Chuck Yeager's Combat Flight Simulator, or whatever that was. That was a lot of fun. It had Korea, World War II, Vietnam. There's just a few planes. I learned my takeoff and landings in Microsoft Flight Simulator 5.0. I crashed so many times at Meigs Field. If it was true to life, there'd be 100 smoking craters out there where I crashed. I crashed the Cessna so many times at Meigs. Learning how to take off and land at that airport. That airport was great. What a travesty. They really, they got screwed up. Like, those pilots got screwed over big time. They really just did. Literally went out there and bulldozed the airfield overnight. They put ditches in it. Oh, it came with it. It came on a disc with a PC game. Yeah, there's no telling. I want to say you could play Aces High offline too. Like, you could do offline or online, but I'm not sure. Kind of fuzzy on that. You're obsessed with Microprose's A-10 Tank Killer. I didn't have that one, but I did the F-117 Stealth Fighter. I love that game. I thought I was such a little badass flying over Baghdad during Desert Storm. That's the whole reason I got that game, was to fly in Desert Storm. That was an awesome game. Like, dodging radar, like flying around the radars and stuff, getting in their airspace. All right, we'll get these guys together, and then Spur's about to call it, guys. Aces High sounds familiar. Yeah, it was called something else before that, though, and I always draw a blank on that original name. Air Warrior. It was Air Warrior. Originally, it was Air Warrior. That was the first iteration of it, and then later on, it became Aces High. Air Warrior was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. It's the same game, just online multiplayer, flying, that sort of thing. All right, there we go, guys. We got it together. I'm going to save this bad boy. We're going to call it a day. We're going to call it a day. Time for some lunch. Or not let this sing. Maybe not let it roll out on me too. That would be good. Time for some lunch. Lunch break. I have zero clue what I'm gonna have for lunch though. Zero. There we go. All right, we're set. Remembers Quake? I played Quake and Doom. And that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game too back in the day. What was that? I can't remember. Jacko says it's definitely time for lunch. Ethan, yes. Yo, you have a good day too, bro. It's good seeing you in here. I hope to see you more. It's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it. I like hanging out with you guys and shooting the breeze. Went down memory lane. I never played Duke Nukem. That wasn't one I never had that. So I didn't do that one. Ethan says I'm younger than y'all, so my Sims back in the day were Microsoft Flight Simulator 2004. Microsoft Combat Flight Simulator 3. Battle for Europe. Hey, that's all right, dude. Gotta get a community DCS or Arma Day put. Yes, dude, absolutely. 1000%. I'm already kind of working on some stuff, so we'll see. I'm gonna do a community farm sim day too because I need help. Anyway, guys, thanks to everyone for watching. Love all of you. We'll catch you next time. Peace.